All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Living the Dream podcast. Today we have Nita Kasan on the show, and she is a brand
Promoter?
promoter. I was gonna say brand ambassador, promoter with a direct sales company that is focused on health and changing people's lives. And I'm sure we'll get more into that. I don't edit this show, so that's gonna be embarrassing.
You did great.
But if you could tell us a little bit more about your family and some of the stuff you like to do for fun, because we like to jump right in.
Yeah. First of all, thanks so much, Tim. It's great to be here. Great to talk to your audience. My family. My family is growing as we speak. I live in Florida. I live in the Sarasota, Florida area. I am married. I've got two children that are grown, and one is married and just gave me my second grandchild. 3 weeks ago. So that's, kind of the big change there. And then my son is getting married in January. So we've got a lot going on within the family unit, which is really, kind of my love, my focus, and something that I'm just really passionate about. So that's kind of where I'm at. And my family, I've been in Florida for about 20 some years. I was originally from Pennsylvania, went to California, went to Minnesota, then to Florida. So kind of hit all angles of the country, and loving living where I'm at now.
Yeah, no, that is so awesome. How does it feel to have a grandchild? Like that just must be
Oh
so
my
exciting.
God. I'll tell you, it's incredible. I mean, my first granddaughter is 2.5 years old, and it's just amazing to think about your baby having a baby. It's like, whoa, this is, but it really is. I mean, so many grandparents talk about that, as far as how wonderful it is to be able to, have the grandkids, but then you can go home at the end of the night. And it kind of is true. I mean, you can help your children as much as you're able to based on whatever your life situation is. And that's just a really, really special thing, because I know when I was having my kids, my mom was there. My mom was able to help me, and my stepfather also able to help me at that time. I don't know what I would have done without them. And I'm so happy that my kids are close to me, physically close to me, and that we're able to, have that closeness, and I'm able to be there to help them with whatever it is that they need help with. And that's one of the benefits of, I know we'll talk about, kind of what I'm doing in my occupation and all of that, but, working from home and having your own business is what allows you. I mean, I think that's really important when you're young, but I think as you get a little bit older, it's even that much more important, because having that kind of flexibility to just drop what you're doing, go and be there for your family when they need you is just precious, absolutely precious.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. That's kind of why I'm so focused on it at such a young age.
Yeah,
So
good.
so I can get that freedom. But I love that. And I love that you are so passionate about your family and that you love to be close to them. That is also something I want for my future family, to all
Yeah,
be close so we can
yeah,
move forward together. Um,
easily.
so I assume you spend a lot of time with them. What are some of the things that you guys do together for fun and stuff?
Yeah, we do spend a lot of time together. And it all kind of depends on the situation, because now everybody's, they're working. My daughter's an RN, my son is a fireman EMT, my, son-in-law is in the same business as me. I mean, everybody's kind of going in different directions, but we really try to make a significant effort to just, be together, do things together, go out to dinner. We do a lot of vacationing together. Obviously, the past year or so has been, that's kind of been put on hold. But we've, when my husband and I go on a cruise, we take everybody. I mean, we all go. When we did a trip through Europe, I mean, we all went. And that is just, to me, those are the memories, and that's the time together that is just so important. So we just love to do those kinds of things. And, whatever it is that's going on in the community, there's a pumpkin festival coming up, it's like just going to those things together, and just hanging out, we just love each other's company. So it's great to just kind of hang out whenever we have time to just hang out.
Yeah, yeah, no, I love that. I love that. And so tell us a little bit about what you did before your current small business and what your small business is now.
Okay. Okay. So I'm an RN. I've been a nurse for a very long time. I've had an amazing, amazing nursing career. Started my career in critical care. I worked at Stanford, which kind of set the stage for kind of set the stage for my whole career, because working in an organization like that has such an incredible focus on excellence and high standards was pretty amazing. But throughout the beginning part of my career, critical care, I was a flight nurse for a long time. I joined the Naval Reserves. I was a lieutenant commander in the Naval Reserve Nurse Corps. I just did a lot of different things on the clinical side. And then at a pretty young age, I did end up in administration within hospitals. And my goal, kind of my long-term goal with nursing was to kind of reach what I saw as the top level, which was a chief nursing officer and a chief operating officer, which I was able to do. Phenomenal. That was great. But in healthcare, and after doing a lot of the things that I had done, it's kind of easy to get a little burned out. And I had kind of reached that point, and I didn't want, I'd had such an amazing career, and I just refused to not like what I was doing. And so I had an opportunity at that point. This was probably maybe 10 years ago or so. I had an opportunity to step away from the hospital and start my own business, which is terrifying. But I decided to take the leap. And so I started a healthcare consulting and executive recruitment firm. And that's been my career in my life. And I'm still doing that today, which is great. I mean, it gives me the opportunity to continue to work with hospitals all over the country, work with nurse leaders all over the country, which I absolutely love. But I would say that probably about 5 years ago, it's really hard for me to not go after opportunity. I mean, everything is an opportunity. And so lots of things will come your way. And sometimes it's just really hard for me to say, no, I don't want to get involved with that. So I end up with much more on my plate than I really should have on there. But probably about 5 years ago, I was exposed to a company and a product, which is Exogenous Ketones. The company is called Prüvit. It's a direct sales company, network marketing company. I was blown away by this product and by everything that I learned, and then not just what I was learning about it, but how it impacted me, how it impacted my family, my mother at the time, and so I. Have been involved with that product for about 5 years, but really decided to focus on this as a business sometime last year, probably about a year ago. And part of the reason for that is because, first of all, I think it's an amazing industry. I think that the last year and a half has shown us that it's an incredible opportunity to be able to work for yourself. It's an incredible opportunity to be able to work from home. It's amazing when you can focus on something that truly has the ability to change people's lives and to help transform their health, their mental health, their emotional health, their physical health. And because of the experiences that I had, I really wanted to kind of stand on the rooftop and tell people about ketones and about this product and about the things that people can, how it can help to improve their life and their health. And so I still am doing both. But if I had the opportunity, I would start shifting more toward the focus on the ketones and on the network marketing side of things. That's kind of my goal. But it's always a balance when you're trying to do some of these things. But so that's kind of how I've ended up where I'm at now. And my goal is to not only, continue to build customers and expose people to ketones and ketosis, but to build a team and to, really continue to impact more and more people through a team and kind of connect the dots, if you will, by building a team that I can support and that, we can just continue to work together. So.
No, absolutely. I love that. I know a lot of people have opinions about network marketing and
oh my
businesses.
God, I know.
Yeah. I love it though. I love the concept of network marketing. I feel like everything is kind of network marketing anyway.
You know what? It's so funny because I guess, when I was exposed to it, I didn't have an opinion. I didn't have like a negative opinion. I certainly, learned that quickly that there are a lot of people that think, oh my God, this pyramid scheme, whatever. And it's amazing to me because, it's like when you're involved with network marketing, you're your own business. I mean, you're your own boss. You don't have somebody else, who is, who's telling you what to do. You have teachers, you have mentors, you have coaches. I've never experienced, something that is so supportive. And also when you look at what does it take, kind of what's the qualifications to get involved with a network marketing company, it's just being somebody who's interested in, who's teachable, who's coachable, and who's hungry. That's it. It doesn't matter what your educational background is. It doesn't matter what your work experience is. It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be really young. You could be really old. It's all about, if this is a company that you can support, and if this is a product that you absolutely love and you want other people to know about it, well, what do we do anyways? We like everything on Facebook. We're telling people things that we like and that we, oh, I got this here and I got that there, but we're not getting paid for that. So why not, have something that you really do support and you can make money at the same time? So, it's so interesting because when I think about a pyramid, I think about, the life I had in a hospital all those years, or what anybody has in a corporate world. You have one CEO at the top of the company. You've got, that's a pyramid, and it's like your chances of getting to that level are not very good. I mean, you might have 5,000 people that work in that company and there's one CEO. So, the thing that's amazing about network marketing is that anybody can go to the top, and as many people as possible, can go to the top. So there's no limits there. And I just think it's an amazing career. And it was so interesting, I've seen all the benefits of working from home and, waking up. Of course, I work out in the morning, whatever, but if I'm going to go from my bedroom to my office, it takes me about, 20 seconds, whereas I used to do an hour and a half drive to get to the hospital. Yep. And, so then I remember one day thinking, oh my God, I spend 3 hours in a car. What a waste of time and productivity. But, I think over the past year or so, as people started to experience, losing their jobs because of the pandemic and the changes in everything that was going on, and, being able to people didn't have daycare. So, certain people had to make choices about, do I stay home and take care of my kids because they can't go to school? Or do I, what do I do here? How do I handle all this? So I think there's really been, at least I've seen, a real appreciation for looking at things, whether it's network marketing or some other business, but something that you can do from home that gives you that kind of flexibility and lets you still have a career, make an impact, but have that flexibility to balance the life that you might have around you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that, I love it for all the reasons you said. And I completely agree with the corporate pyramid scheme
that's really amazing. I know.
Yeah, that everybody seems to ignore when they're bashing network marketing.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, I love it. And I hope the people listening to this podcast loved it too. And I really hope they reach out to you if they're looking to change their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it.
So, okay, let's jump into a little bit about your motivation. So what gets you up every day and keeps you going?
Life itself. I mean, I wake up every morning and I'm just excited about the day. I'm excited about my life. I'm thanking God right from the, first thing in the morning for my life, my health, my family, my career, my opportunities. And I think that's one of the things about being a nurse. And at a very, very early age, I was exposed to some very scary things and recognized that we can't take a moment for granted. I mean, we really can't. I know that a lot of times when people are young, and I'm guessing that a lot of people that listen to your podcast are young, and sometimes you feel invincible when you're young, and the reality is whether you're young or whether you're old, we can all get stopped in our tracks. I mean, it could be a phone call, it could be a doctor's report, it could be whatever. And I just, I think that it's so important to recognize that we don't have a moment to waste. And that's kind of how I feel every day when I wake up. My health is really, really important to me. So I have to, I get up early and the first thing I do is go to the gym and work out. I have to do it first thing in the morning, or, the rest of the day could just, I may not get there. So it's the first thing that I do. And I think that not only is it what wakes me up, but it's what really kind of sets the stage for the rest of the day. I feel good. My endorphins are running. I've got my ketones going. All of those things. And I just feel like I've accomplished something, even though I haven't even sat at my desk yet. So that's really, I think, kind of the way I wake up every day, and realize that, there's certain things that I know are going to happen today because I've got it planned. There's other things that I have no idea about. I might get an email about something that is like, oh my God, this is so exciting. And I just start going down that track. So, but yeah, it's just, I think life itself, and just really appreciating every moment, and appreciating the fact that I woke up today.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. That gratitude, I read a lot of success literature because I'm trying to get my mind right for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And gratitude is a huge thing.
Gratitude
is huge. So
yeah,
I'm glad that you do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, this is my favorite part of the podcast. That's why I have the podcast, actually. We get to talk about your dreams and goals. So let's just jump right in. What are some of your dreams, goals, bucket list items, etc.?
Yeah, that's such a great question. I think that, in terms of my nursing career, I feel really good about, what I've been able to achieve there. And I feel good about the business that I have that's centered around all of that. And that's great. I don't necessarily feel like I need to take that any further necessarily. It's good where it is. I think on the other side with the network marketing and the direct sales side of things, that really is something that I want to continue to focus on. And a part of my dream is to really reach a very high level of success with that. Not just from a financial perspective, but I think it's just, I've got one more run in me. I mean, I really want to make it to the top with something. And I feel like, what I'm involved with now allows me to work with other people, mentor other people, support other people, impact other people's lives, whether it's physically as a customer, or whether it's financially for them with, building a business, maybe people that are feeling, like they never thought they could have a business. They never thought they could be successful. And so, that is really, really important to me. And all of that feeds into my overall, goal, I guess, which is, what we talked about, my family. I mean, I want to be there for my family. I want to support my family as much as I can. And I want to be able to have residual income that continues to flow to my family, whether I'm here or not. So those are some of the big things. I mean, it's not so much that I have a list of, I want to go here, I want to go there. I mean, traveling is wonderful. We had a great trip that was a great cruise that was planned to go to the Greek Isles that, of course, got stopped short when COVID hit. I'd love to do some things like that. But if I was never able to travel again, I'd be okay, because I just feel like I'm surrounded by the love and the things that are so important to me.
Gotcha. I love that. And I think that works really well with your gratitude and waking up just to live life,
Exactly.
It all makes sense. What caused you to take the first step toward your dreams? And I guess for the sake of the podcast, specifically the network marketing, direct sales side of things.
Yeah. I think what caused me to take the first steps here was, again, when I was first introduced to this product and this company, one of the things I know a lot of people may or may not know a lot about ketones and about ketosis, but the the benefits of ketones are phenomenal. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing, between fat loss and increased energy, increased, focus, better sleep, all kinds of benefits. But when I first got exposed to that, the one thing that just really tipped me off was when I started hearing about brain health. And the reason for that was because my mother had been living with me for several years at that point. She had a lot of medical challenges that came late in her life. She lived a very, very healthy life, but the last couple of years, she had a lot of medical challenges, and I thought, I wonder if this is something that would make a difference for my mom. Long story short, it made a huge difference in my mother's ability to have balance and clarity and not be confused. And so many things, gave her strength, gave her balance, all of these things that were just like, okay, there's something here. This is pretty amazing. I'm watching people. I watched my son-in-law lose 85 pounds. I was losing weight. I mean, I was watching all of these things happening around me as people were starting to drink these exogenous ketones. And so, when I started to dig into the research and everything, and wanted to understand a little bit more about the brain health and why was this helping my mom? This wasn't a medication. This isn't a pharmaceutical. We're talking about a nutritional supplement. It was something that I felt that people need to know about. So that's a part of why I decided to not only be a customer, but become a promoter and use whatever vehicles I can, use my voice to share this information. One of the big reasons behind that is because, as I mentioned, health is really important to me. You're young, you're healthy. It's like, stay that way. It doesn't have to, as people get older, you don't have to just accept the fact that you're going to get unhealthy. But I feel like we kind of live in a society that has accepted that. When you look at some of the statistics in the United States alone, 6 out of 10 people have a chronic disease, and 4 out of 10 actually have 2 or more. That is just mind-boggling to me. When you think about, we've just kind of, adjusted to being sick and to being unhealthy. We have I believe that it's about 40%, close to 40% obesity rate that, has just continued to go up and up and up over the past 30 or so years. And when you add obesity to overweight, it represents about 70% of our country. And, when you look at that and go, oh my God, about 70% of the United States is either overweight or obese. And what a contributing factor that is to overall health and to chronic disease and whatever. That is just something that I just think absolutely needs to change. And I see what I'm involved with as a tool that can help people start going down the right path and making those changes. So that's a really, really important thing to me. I mean, it's sad when I see younger people, children and younger people that are going down the road of obesity and starting to get chronic diseases at earlier and earlier ages. So that's a real passion of mine. I want people to know that they can make those changes, and that there are some things. It's not as difficult as maybe we make it out to be. And having a tool that can help along the way makes a big difference, because so many people, wake up in the morning and it's like, okay, today's the day, I'm going to eat right. I'm going to exercise, today's the day. And then by about noon, that all kind of goes to hell, so for whatever reason, maybe something you've eaten, maybe whatever. And so I want people to know that there's a tool that can help them decrease their appetite, decrease their cravings, and, kind of accelerate their fat loss and all of these other benefits that might make it easier for them to start achieving their goals and start transforming their health, or keep themselves healthy. Don't go down that road of being unhealthy. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I think it's something that is definitely not talked about enough, because it is very normalized.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But I love that you're doing that. And just please keep it up, because it's an issue that needs to be solved.
I will. Absolutely.
If you could name a few people that you could meet right now that would help you get closer to your dreams of, spreading Prüvit and just the keto. Is it keto or just ketones?
Ketones, yeah, exogenous ketones, a powder you shake up and drink. Yes,
Gotcha.
yes.
And just spreading that to the world. Who would those people be, and how would they do it?
Okay, so it's such an interesting question, and things are so different now than maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, where we didn't necessarily have as much social media, we didn't have coaching programs, and all these things that we now are exposed to. So when I thought about this question, the three people, I am already listening to these people. I'm seeing them, on their programs. I'm involved with some of the coaching things. And so I am seeing them, but to have the opportunity to sit down face to face and maybe just really lay it out and say, okay, here's where I am, not, 1,000 people that you might be talking to at the same time, but guide me and, give me a little bit more direction. I would probably say that the three people that I thought about, first of all, the one person is Eric Worre. Eric Worre is probably the top, very, very successful in the network marketing world, but the top educator that has brought programs together, people together, all people who have succeeded within network marketing and that are all so generous with their time and their messages and wanting to share maybe how they did it, how they succeeded. So Eric is an amazing person, and I am involved with a program that he is offering, and so I do get to hear him a lot and do get to hear a lot of other people that he brings on different calls and things like that. So Eric would be one. And his wife Marina is just absolutely amazing. So they're a package. Another person would be Lisa Grossman, who is another individual who has been in the network marketing world for over 30 years, from what I understand. She's is involved with the same company that I'm involved with now, and is just anytime that I have heard her speak, just so down to earth, such an incredible heart, such an amazing mentor, and yet not, for the success level that she's had, just somebody that is so relatable. And I just feel that I could learn so much from her. And then the third person I would say is Fraser Brooks. And Fraser Brooks is another individual who is very, very, very passionate about the network marketing world, but his key focus is on social media and being able to utilize social media to build your business online and build your business through social media. And just is such a, granted has some amazing programs and things that he offers, but the amount of education and just podcasts and things that he shares at no cost that anybody can listen to is it's just such a generous way to mentor people. And I just love that. So those are like the three people that I thought about that I think could just really help me figure out, how to really kind of go to that level that I'm hoping to go to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that. And I also love how you've kind of already taken steps to get close to them. Like the purpose of this question is to, one, help the audience know how to help you, but two, also like you can identify, okay, these are the people I need to talk to. How can I get in the room with them? How can I make this happen? So I love that you've already kind of started to do that. And I guess my next question is, what are the most important one or two things that people, just everyday people outside of those few can do to help you further your goals?
Yeah, I would probably say just be open to learning about this product. First of all, be open. If you're somebody who is potentially looking for a business opportunity, be open to just listening to some information about it, because you just don't know. This might be the right opportunity for you. This might be a path that can help you go, reach some of your goals or go after some of the things that you want to go after. I kind of always take it back to, transformation is just one of my favorite words, because I feel like so many people are looking to transform their lives in one way or another, whether it's physically because they want to be healthier, they want to feel better, or, or on the other side, financially, success wise, wanting to transform their career, kind of like what we talked about, that because life has changed so much in the past year and a half, you've got so many people rethinking about their life and how they want to live their life and how they want to balance the responsibilities that they have. So I would probably just say that, one of the things that I would love for people to do is to just be open to, sharing, listening to some of the information that I want to share, about the product or about the business opportunity. And, you never know, it may be something that makes you feel so much better, makes you feel achieve some of the physical goals that you want, or at the same time, maybe the business opportunity that you've been looking for. So yeah, that's a great question.
Absolutely. No, I love that. And I think being open and that open mind is so crucial to life. I think a lot of us go into it and we're like, we know what we want, we know how we're getting there, but it's based on stuff that we've been taught since we were kids, which may not always be the best information. So,
and and we shouldn't carry around resistance. I mean, I think that everybody's got, so many people have great messages and great information. And I just think we need to be open to that, whether we agree with each other or not. We can respectfully disagree if that's what we need to do, but just being open and just hearing what's important. Like I love hearing what somebody else is passionate about or what's important to them. It might not mean anything to me, but I love being able to see that that's something that this person maybe thrives on, and that it's something that has changed their life. Maybe it's a part of their story. So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, I love doing that too.
I love that you're pursuing it through these podcasts too, and the way that you're approaching living the dream. I love it.
No, I'm a big fan. So okay, well, you heard her first, guys. Be open, learn about network marketing, but also just learn about, there's a lot of information out there. Take it all in, filter it, but be open to it, and maybe take action on some of it. Like, don't just always sit on your butt and not do something about it. So
we don't have time to sit on our butts,
Yeah, Nita, hold them to that. Like the people who reach out to you. Awesome. Okay, well, the next section of the podcast is the Thriving Three. And so I like to figure out what people are doing in their life to just thrive. And I think there are three areas, like learning, taking action, and taking care of yourself. So that's what I'm going to ask about. What is your favorite book?
It's funny because I used to read books from front to cover. I don't really do that anymore because I think our information is coming in so many different ways. And I'm like everybody else, I'm impatient. I'm not a real fast reader, so I'd rather just kind of read an article or, listen to this podcast or whatever. We have so many different ways that we can learn now. But I did, when I was thinking about that question, and I thought about one of the books, and I read this a long time ago, but it's called Good to Great. The author is Jim Collins, and it's a management book. It's something that was required of me when I was, working in hospital administration. Our whole team had read this book. And then as I got involved with, because I had done consulting for a period of time as well. And as I got involved with consulting, this book kind of came back in front of me because of what the kind of consulting that I was involved with, which was basically transforming culture, the overall culture within a hospital situation, and focusing on significantly elevating patient satisfaction, physician satisfaction, and employee satisfaction. So this book kind of popped out at me a couple different times throughout my career. And even though it's a book that is focused on management, if you will, it's a book that went back, and when Jim Collins was writing this book, he was looking at some of the incredible, great companies that were out there. And what he recognized was that there's a million good companies, there's a million good businesses, but taking the leap from good to great a lot of people stop at good. and this is like, whether it's you personally, whether it's, you have your own business or you're working for a company, whatever it is, a lot of people stop at good, thinking that's good enough. This is okay. This is where I'm at. And maybe that's okay for some people, but at the same time, there is a recognition of what it takes to go from good to great, and great is typically meaning that you're going to have a business or a lifestyle that's going to be significantly sustainable. It's going to last a long time, or those changes are going to last a long time. And so that was a book that definitely impacted me. It impacted my management style, and it set the stage, I think, also for how I look at just about everything that I've done in my career, as well as in my personal life. So I don't want to stop at good. I want to go to great. I really believe in excellence. It's kind of my business legacy of excellence, innovative excellence. I mean, everything in my life, I kind of use the word excellence because that means so much to me. And having been exposed to what I considered excellence in the nursing world and in the healthcare world at a pretty young age, I knew what that looked like. I knew that I always wanted to create that in the environments that I was working in healthcare. And so this is all kind of rolled over into my personal life as well. So Good to Great, Jim Collins, great book. It's, might be old, but it's just as pertinent today as it was when he put it out, which I think was 2001. And, one thing that I just want to mention about that book, because this meant so much to me when he focuses on a couple of different areas. But one of the things that he starts off with is first, I think it's first who, then what, meaning that if I met you and I didn't have a job for you, but I met you and I said, oh my God, this guy's awesome. I mean, he's a go-getter, he's a communicator, he's, all of these amazing things. I should hire you and then figure out what I'm going to have you do in my company. Because it's like we try to put, round pegs in square holes, whatever that phrase is. Sometimes we create a job and we go out and we look for a person that's going to go into that job, versus seeing a person that is just got a dynamite personality, incredible skills, bringing them into your company or working with them and recognizing that they could probably do anything. And so who knows where that's going to go. And that happens to me a lot. I mean, you go to a restaurant and you've got, you may have a person that is waiting on you that is just really not loving their job, really not, it's no experience for you at all, versus somebody who is just, you could tell that they could succeed at anything that they would do. That's the person that I want to come and work with me. Somebody who's got that drive, got that inspiration. So anyways, but back to that, Good to Great, Jim Collins, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, I love that. It has actually been on my reading list for a while, so now I might have to bump it up.
Good.
It's actually interesting that you said the first who, then what concept, because I believe that's how I made some of the questions. Like, I think I took the quote out of context because I haven't read the book, but the question about like, can you name a few people you can meet right now to help you? I think in our lives, it's really important to find those key people that can like bump you up, support you, take you to the next level, because like you could be grinding away for 12 hours a day and just like not being effective. And then you meet one person and they make one minor shift, 10x your results. And
Exactly. And I love what you're doing with your podcast and with the kinds of questions that you're asking your guests, because it's one thing to talk about something that you know a lot about, and you're just sharing information, if you will. But I think it's phenomenal when a podcast host is asking you to really kind of dig deep a little bit and really think about what, yourself and the impact that you want to make in the world and how you might be able to get there. And it really kind of stops you, and you kind of have to sit back and go, oh, wait a minute, how do I feel about this? Where am I headed? So I think it's great. And I love how you're connecting, the goal is to make some connections like that. So very important.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Awesome. Well, what is one way that you like to care for yourself?
I kind of mentioned this, which is wake up in the morning and go straight to the gym. My typical schedule is, I get up at 5 o'clock, I shake up my ketones, I get in the car, I go to the gym. I've got a specific place that I go, a specific type of workout that I do, and then head home, take a shower, and I'm ready to go for the day. I mean, so it's just. And if I had the time, I would work out a whole lot more. I mean, there's been times when I have had more time and could do that. It's just something I absolutely love. But that I just feel like not only sets the stage for my day, but I just know how important this is physically and mentally. It's what keeps me balanced. It helps to keep me balanced. If I were to go for a couple of days without working out, I don't handle my stress as well, so it's like, I know that it's doing a lot more than just a physical, keeping me healthy physically. It's definitely helping to keep me more balanced and calmer and, just all of these other benefits. So that's one of the things that's just really, really important to me. And when I get really sore, then I need to make an appointment for a massage. So I am not somebody who is afraid to, take care of myself. I just feel like that's some of these things are just really important for us to do for ourselves, especially when you're working a lot, you're spending a lot of time, doing a lot of different things, and you gotta just take care of yourself at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I think I saw this quote the other day where it was like, I used to think hard work was the key to success, like just 16 hours of hard work. And now I've realized it's like working out here, taking care of myself here, spending time with my family here, and then grinding really hard here.
Yeah, it's smart work. And I think one of the things that I learned a long time ago is that I think is one of the greatest skills to learn is leveraging your time. If you can figure out how to leverage your time, you could succeed at anything. And that's really important in network marketing. I mean, if I am able to bring in a couple of promoters who are then, bringing in promoters and customers and, whatever, and I'm getting paid on all of that, but yet I'm really only having to focus on a couple of key people or maybe the whole team at the same time or whatever it is, that's leveraging your time. When you can reach out to a lot of people simultaneously or whatever that might look like for people. I just think that's really, really important. And I love the fact that we have technology now that allows us to do that. I mean, you and I are having a conversation and it's just the two of us right now. Lord knows how many people are going to be, I hope a lot of people are going to be able to hear this, and hear what you have to say, hear what I have to say. So we're really leveraging our time. We're spending an hour talking to each other, but hopefully there'll be a lot of other hours that people are listening to that. So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm a big fan of leveraging your time, and it made me think of, I don't know if you know who Brad Lee is. He's
Oh
yeah.
yeah. He's amazing.
I think he was talking about how people say like time is limited, but then he's like, you can create more time when you start to leverage it with, like, in his example, it was employees, but sometimes it could be colleagues or friends or family that are just helping you out. Like, your like spouse when you're like dealing with kids, like you can like, there's so many ways.
Yes, exactly.
So what is one action step you can take right now or continue to take to get to your dreams?
I kind of mentioned a little bit about this before where, as I explained, I really have two key areas of focus in my life on the professional side between my healthcare career and business and my Prüvit network marketing business. And as much as I love both of them, I also realize that it's tough to chase two rabbits sometimes. And so, I have really been trying to look at all of this and figure out, okay, if I've got, a 50-50 in terms of my time, my effort, my energy, 50% going here, 50% going here. And if the network marketing side of things and the Prüvit and the ketone businesses is really where my passion is right now, how do I start to shift the balance a little bit and maybe start, 40% in my current business, 60% over here, and just keep shifting a little bit. It's tough, I think, when you're looking at it as, okay, I've got income here, but it's not enough to put this, shut the door on this. So you do have to kind of do that balance. I know you're doing that with a lot of, you're juggling a lot of different things with your, with your career. And so I think that it's just a matter of, some of it's trust and some of it's just knowing that, you do have to be smart about transitioning that percentage of time, but that's really, I think, where I'm headed, and I hope to continue to head down that road. So hopefully, in whatever period of time, 6 months or a year or whatever, I can say that, it's much more heavy on this side, and it's showing because of what I'm able to achieve financially and building the teams and all those kinds of things. So that's probably the biggest thing that I think could make the difference in what I would like to do to accomplish that dream.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I love it. Well, all right. Thank you so much, Nita, for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for all the great questions and the great conversation. It's really awesome. And, I'm excited about everything that you're doing, and I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to your audience.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we'll have to have you back on again to check on your progress and see how everything's going. And
that sounds great.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're listening to this podcast and you liked anything Nita had to say, or any of those people personally or have a connection and you can link her up with them, or you're a willing and able mind to listen to her proposal, reach out to Nita. She'd love to hear about your dreams and goals, love to help you out in any way that she can. And I'm telling you guys, network marketing, it is a very, very good thing. Just let Nita talk to you about it for however long she wants, because it'll change your life. So anyway, thank you guys for listening, and we're out.